Hey everyone, welcome to yet another weekly stream. I am very excited to be here like I am every week. With me here today, I have Joe, especially here to talk about Battlesnake. But before we get
Hello.
into that, Joe, would you like to give
Yeah,
us an intro? Yeah.
sure thing. Yes, my name's Joe. I am full time. I'm a developer educator at Twilio, but I also am part of the casting crew over at Battlesnake, which we'll be talking about today. I've been doing DevRel and DevRel adjacent stuff for about 10 years now. I'm very excited to be here. Hello, everyone.
Yeah, cool. Okay, before we get into Battlesnake, I've shared a bit of it. It's a
Sure.
game, right, for developers,
Yes.
but I'll share my screen. But do you want to talk about what Battlesnake actually is, the idea behind it? Seems it feels like I'm not sure you work there, but at least you have a bit of background
Yeah.
knowledge to, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I lurk around. I help out with the streaming stuff mostly.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Battlesnake, as you said, is a game for developers. The idea is it's Snake. If you're not familiar with Snake, I imagine some viewers at least will be familiar with Snake from like the Nokia game.
Nokia,
Yeah,
yeah.
I realize every time I say that, less and less people know what I'm talking about, and I feel a little bit older every time. So if you feel with me, welcome. But if you don't, Snake is basically a kind of 2D grid where you have a little snake that can go in three directions. And it eats food, and every time it eats food, it grows. And so Battlesnake
Yeah.
is that, but controlled by code. And it's not just controlled by code, it's actually controlled by a web server. So the way the game works is when a game is created, Battlesnake send and you set up your snake, and your snake is a web server. It has a URL somewhere on the internet, and then Battlesnake sends a JSON object representing the current turn in the game, and you grab that JSON and you do whatever it is you're doing with it, and all you have to do is return your next move. So you return left, right, up, or down. And so what happens between you receiving that JSON object in a post request from Battlesnake and then you returning a response? That's where all of the strategy lies. That's where the game lies. But at its most basic, it's like writing web servers that play a game, which is super fun.
That sounds super, super cool. And I assume you can also battle with people, right? Like it's also a
Yes.
multiplayer game.
Exactly. Yeah.
Interesting.
So on the
Cool.
screen right now, you can see that is actually a real game that you're seeing there. It's grabbed from
Hmm.
the history. So yeah, we typically in like the default game mode, it's four snakes. So there's a four snakes controlled by four different people. But there's lots of different game modes and maps now, and we go up to some pretty big games. We actually are in the middle of a tournament right now. So we do
Yeah, I
seasonally
saw.
tournaments. Yeah. And so we yeah, that's been fun as well. But yeah, multiplayer is the idea.
Nice. Well, I'm excited to get into it. So in this
Awesome.
stream, I'm going to be driving. So I'm going to be the
Yeah.
one writing the code. And Joe will walk me through because I've never done this before.
Of
So
course.
yeah, let's
Yeah,
get
I would do
started.
my best. And we're gonna be doing JavaScript, which I also
Yeah.
one thing I didn't mention, I guess, is a fun thing about this game is because the game works by sending a web server a post request. The game doesn't care what technology you're using as long as you can receive a post request and you can respond, you can use any technology you want. So any language you want, anything with a web framework. We've got snakes in Rust, Python, Java, C++, Go, like everything. We've even written snakes in like Bash and Blockly, like all
What?
kinds of weird stuff. So as long as you can get web requests and you can respond, the sky is the limit. So yeah, today we're going to be doing Node.js though, because yeah, that's definitely the language I'm most comfortable in, which I think is the case for you as well. So yeah,
Okay.
let's kick off. So
Yeah, cool.
I guess to get
Let's
started, yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
I think I already like looked at it and I think I made I'm not sure.
Yeah,
But if I
battles.
go
So
to the
yeah,
docs first,
docs
maybe?
is a good place to start. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So there's kind of two processes we need to do here. One which is to like set up the web server that will be our snake, and then we need to
Okay.
tell Battlesnake about that web server. So the docs will walk us through that first part. So the quick start coding guide is one place to start, and this will walk you through Replit, which we probably don't want to do.
Okay.
Little tech question: do you have ngrok
Yeah.
installed?
Not on this computer that I'm using for the
Okay,
stream. Yeah, I can
So
install it quickly. It's
yeah,
not
that
a
would be
problem.
super useful. Yeah. So
Yeah.
our main thing is we're gonna have to expose the web server to the internet.
Okay.
So ngrok's probably the easiest way of doing that. And then we can use one of the starter snakes,
Okay.
which would definitely be the simplest way of doing it. But yeah, so there's a quick start
Okay.
coding guide, which we're going to ignore, but I'll tell people
Uh,
about it if they're interested. This uses Replit, which is totally fine, but then we have to create a bunch of accounts, and that's
okay. So
silly.
I should
Yeah.
just clone the starter then on GitHub, right?
Yes, but the one we'll use
Okay.
instead is, yeah, so if you scroll down to where it says,
JavaScript.
let's not do that one. On the
Oh,
left,
okay.
under references, it says starter
References.
projects.
Okay.
Yeah. And so there's a starter
Okay.
project in like every programming language. These are the official ones, and then lower down there's like the community ones. But
Okay.
we'll use the official JavaScript one.
Cool. 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 Okay.
There we go.
So, oh, nice. This is
It's
a
set up
new
as a
button I've not
template.
seen.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes. So
okay. What
it,
happens then? Oh,
it kind
nice.
of makes a GitHub template repository is kind of like a fork, but when you fork a repository, your repository is connected to it. A
Yeah.
template repo is kind of like a fork without the connection, so it just makes a completely like orphaned
Okay.
copy. But yeah, we can just
Okay.
clone.
I'll just clone this. GitHub CLI
Ooh, fancy.
and I. Okay. Mouse. Demo.
Perfect.
Cool.
Okay, I can see chat now.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Get into this starter.
So I guess while you're cloning that, it's worth mentioning. So yeah, this is web server stuff. If anyone in the chat, if we talk about anything that folks that is new to folks, feel free to ask. We've already spoken about ngrok. If you haven't encountered ngrok before, it's a tunneling application. So it's a way of getting a local web server exposed to the internet without having to deploy, which is super useful for
Interesting
testing.
enough.
Yeah.
Interesting enough, where I work, we also have like a service that allows you to do that. Cloudflare
Of course,
tunnels.
yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't played with any Cloudflare stuff except the CDN. If we want to do anything on Cloudflare, I would learn a lot from that, but like no pressure.
Yeah.
We can also just deploy to Cloudflare. That would be fun.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Okay, now I have it cloned. I would definitely need to npm install stuff, right?
Yes. So once you've got it cloned down, you can get it set up. The README on this is pretty well built out. You might want to open it in the preview. So if you actually don't know the shortcut for that, there we go.
Yes.
Perfect. Rad. Perfect. So I think just npm install to start, and then it walks you through jumping straight into editing the code. I don't think there will be many dependencies on this. Mostly just Express.
I just saw one.
Yeah.
Maybe. Okay, that's cool.
Perfect. Rad. Okay. All right. So let's open the file tree and see what this start snake is set up to do.
So there is an index.js file and a logic.js file. Okay.
Yeah.
You need to run this work locally, right? So that's npm.
Yeah. So I think actually it might already have a start script. If you have a look in the scripts in the package.json.
Package. Start. npm start.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And start this.
Wonderful. Okay. So that will be a local host server, obviously. So this is where we then need to ngrok. And then we'll have to go on a brief detour to get this snake set up on Battlesnake, and then we can come back and write code. So the kind of process is you have to register a Battlesnake on the this is perfect. So we'll walk through the endpoints in a minute, but basically the root endpoint of a Battlesnake just puts the information about the Battlesnake out, and then when you want to get a move from the Battlesnake, it's the move endpoint. So if you just slap move on the end of that URL.
Move.
Oh wait, hang on, I'm lying. It'll be a post. It'll be a post. That's a post
Ah,
endpoint, so
okay,
that won't
okay,
work.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
that won't
It
work.
can work.
Um,
Maybe I
but
should
yeah,
use a API
yeah,
client. Does that help?
we would need a game state as a JSON body. But so what we can do
Okay,
instead is get it set up on the Battlesnake site to play
okay,
with, and then we
okay,
can put it in a game and see what happens.
okay, cool.
So we will need some tunneling. It could be Cloudflare, or it could be ngrok, whichever you prefer.
Let me see. The quickest one to set up,
Yeah,
honestly. Let's do
whatever
tunnel.
you have available.
I think I've set one up before. Oh.
Ooh, this is exciting.
I need to. The difference is that this is my personal laptop, and most
Right.
of the stuff
You don't have
is
everything
not,
set up.
yeah, set up here. But I think, oh shit, I'm opening my dashboard. I would open it here, so I just
Okay,
need to
cool.
have
Yeah. Every streamer is playing the constant like when will I leak my credentials game. Not today, chat. Not today.
not today, not today. So I'll set that up and show it once I have it.
Awesome. Cool. Rad.
View this. But yeah, in this case we're using ngrok because we don't want to deploy it now to a live
Yes.
server, and we just do the testing, right?
Exactly.
And then
Yeah,
when
yeah.
we're done, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, so we're going to be doing local development just because it's, a bit quicker. Lots of people have very complicated deployment setups for their Battlesnakes. But we're on stream. We want to have short testing cycles so we can get as much Battlesnake in as possible. So doing it locally and just exposing it to the internet via a tunneling setup will be nice and easy. Yeah, there's lots of actually when you view the Battlesnake leaderboard chat, like if you go and have a look at some snakes, you'll actually see tags, and lots of people tag their snake with which cloud provider they're using, and pretty much everything gets used. There is a couple of snakes that get run on local servers. I know of at least one developer who has their snake running on a Raspberry Pi under their desk. So all kinds of stuff happens.
Interesting. Well, cool. I just
Then we got
installed
Cloudflare.
the
Nice.
Cloudflare tunnel, and then I'll choose it.
Perfect.
Cloudflare login. Nice. Okay.
Awesome.
That worked.
Okay. So how does the
use
Cloudflare
it-
tunneling work? So yeah, go
To
ahead.
use it, you need to create a tunnel, give it a name using this. Maybe I should share this thing that I'm looking at.
Yeah, that'd be
That
cool.
would help. I have so many tabs open and I'm using two screens. It's like, and I'm sharing just one. Okay, I found it. This one. Not very organized, but yeah, what I did here was install it using
Right.
the brew install command, and then
Cool.
logged in, which I have done. And now I just need to create a tunnel.
Cool.
I think using
And
this.
you give it a name.
And let's do this. All this Battlesnake. Created my tunnel. Okay, what next then?
Okay. Yeah. Where'd you get the URL?
I think the
guess.
URL is create tunnel.
So that's in the tunnel.
So maybe I will list it to get the specific URL.
Yeah. File. This file will. Oh wait, it looks like you might need to create a configuration file. It's okay. Let's see what this does. Okay. So then it looks like you need to create a configuration file next.
Interesting.
Yeah. Configuring an application.
Okay. Cloudflare directory. Where's that? It's probably in my home.
This is all new to me.
Honestly, I've done this just once.
That's what we're here for, to learn new things, which is always very exciting.
How do you cut the Cloudflare? Yeah.
So
It's a
Cloudflare is the name of
directory.
the CLI. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
So
it's
yeah,
the name
that's
of the
correct. Yeah,
CLI.
cool. So they
I'll
wanted you to create
just
a configuration file in there, right?
make what's the name of the config they called? So create a configuration file. Maybe this is an
Oh,
example.
it just looks like config.yaml.
Config.yaml. Okay.
Yeah, it was in the.
Config.yaml.
Oh, that needs to be. You're not inside Cloudflare at the moment.
Sorry. It is the
Perfect.
yeah.
Do you
Okay.
trust yourself?
Do I trust myself? I think so. Now this is the YAML. What do I need to put in there? It's just a lot of things now. I need to put if you're connecting an
That looks
application,
simple
copy
enough.
this.
Cool. Great. So that will then be. First line will be 8080, I think. The port was 8080.
8080.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the tunnel UID came from that list command you ran.
Yeah, let me check.
Perfect. And then I guess the credentials file is the file that's right there.
This one.
So it's got the same name. So I think you just
So I
swapped the
just changed
UID.
the
Yeah.
UID. Yeah.
Oh, that's really nice and easy.
Cool,
Well done, Cloudflare.
cool. Yeah. Okay. I think then I just confirmed that this successful by doing cut this.
And then I guess there's a. Now we need to run that. Cloudflare tunnel root DNS.
With now assign a CNAME record that points traffic to your tunnel subdomain. Do I need to do this? Okay.
I guess that's how we actually start the tunnel.
Cloudflare.
But what is that host name? Is that
I
host name
think
the
this would be
URL we
mine.
want? Okay.
Yeah. DNS, the name. Maybe Battlesnake is the name then, because that's what I gave it. Then host name is my host name. So giftcode.dev.
Okay.
I'll just try and see if that works. I can copy that. Let's do this. So, Battlesnake. Fingers crossed. This is what it does. Oh no. Fail to add routes. Maybe it says I need to create the C name on Cloudflare called Battlesnake. Interesting.
Well, so I think wasn't the C is the C name. Oh, so it says it already exists. So it's probably the giftcode.dev. Have you already got the gift code set up on your Cloudflare account for something? Okay. Does it need?
Okay,
Could
maybe I could use like battlesnake.thegiftcode.dev.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Maybe. Okay.
If you can. Battlesnake is a good name.
No, snake. Worked. Nice.
Woohoo!
Also, if you do this, then we should be able to.
You should get the same thing. Yeah. Is the application still running?
I think I stopped it. Oh, it's here actually.
Oh,
it's still running.
Nice. Awesome.
So let me try.
How do you do that?
Well, this is very useful. I just create multiple terminals and switch between them like that.
I don't think I've ever seen the switcher. I'm gonna open up my VS Code and steal that whilst you're testing this.
Okay, let me try this now. Close this. Oh, here.
Oh, you're missing the B at the
There's a
front.
B. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
okay. B.
Fingers crossed.
Ah.
Okay, well, at least we know the tunnel
We
exists.
tried.
Argo
Argo
tunnel
tunnel
error.
error.
That is on
Nothing
the
little. I'll,
Cloudflare
ch- I'll
network.
I'll check. I'll check my dashboard and see what
Yeah,
happens there.
resolved as an Argo tunnel.
Cloudflare has installed this. Okay. Maybe the docs will help here. Maybe. I see. Run the tunnel to proxy incoming traffic from the tunnel to running. Maybe I need to do this first. Tunnel run this. Okay. Maybe missed one step just there.
Okay.
So, snake. What?
But it was there. Oh, hang on. Is it because... Oh, no, I don't know. Doesn't exist or is not a file.
Okay, maybe because... Oh, okay. Oh, sorry.
You're all good.
The JSON file that we created is saying it doesn't exist, right? So maybe...
Was the JSON file with the UID... Okay, it's definitely
there, right?
there. Yeah.
It doesn't exist or it's not a file. Interesting. I don't want to give up. So
now we've got to beat Cloudflare tunnels.
I want to open this in VS Code properly. This is a JSON file and it has data there, so it works. The config also works. I'm not sure what.
I mean, it's definitely created the tunnel because it's when you went to the URL, it like said it was the tunnel, right?
Yeah, and I think I needed to do this extra thing
Right.
here. Cloudflare tunnel run the name, which is Battlesnake. If your configuration file has custom name or is not the Cloudflare directory, add this.
And
No,
neither
we
of
don't do
that is
this.
true.
We don't do
Yeah.
this. This is what I need to do.
Yeah, and then
Maybe
it just
I need
needs
to
the
run this in the actual project.
Yeah, maybe.
Like here.
Yeah, give it a go.
Battlesnake. Oh no. Okay, I okay. Let me go back because I missed a step. So here, cart config is the same thing. Corporate on it. Okay, you know what? I'm sorry, but I'm just going to, in order for us to move from here to the next thing, use ngrok.
That's totally fine. We tried to learn a new thing.
We tried, but I would definitely try this again after this. For ngrok, I need to also have the CLI, right?
You download. There's one downloadable from here. They do now require you have an account, so you'll have to quickly create an account.
I think I have one.
Cool.
Maybe GitHub, probably. Oh, I don't. Okay.
Oh, Tiki box. ngrok. This is why I was quite excited.
I know I had.
Oh,
so
okay. So
I had an account. So
cool.
maybe it's Gmail then. Okay.
Yeah, perfect.
Cool. I think I actually have it. If I have an account, I should have it, right?
I would imagine so.
Okay, no.
Maybe not.
Okay, I need to download it.
Yeah. This is why I was quite excited to see the Cloudflare. So you need to download it, and then once you've got it downloaded, you connect your account. That is your auth token on the screen. So probably hide
Oh,
this tab.
yeah,
we've
yeah, yeah,
leaked
yeah,
our auth token.
yeah. I'll move this somewhere else.
Perfect. Yeah, so ngrok has made a lot of changes recently that have made it a little bit harder to use. So I was quite excited to see Cloudflare Tunnel. We'll have to give it
Yeah,
another go.
we'll try it. I try. I personally will try it again because I
Yeah,
want to be able to use it for stuff like this.
great,
Okay, so I think it's downloading. I'll just check
cool,
and install it.
perfect.
You should also have like a Brew install stuff. Like if you want to do it in your terminal.
I think it does, but I don't know if the brew cask is official. Not that that matters, but really, but it does look like it has. It does look like you can do it over brew. Oh yeah, you have to use a cask. Yeah, so it's brew install cask ngrok.
Yeah, I'll do that because my system does this very weird thing. I've actually not figured it out with Mac OS.
Right.
Sometimes the file system doesn't pop up. You know, when you try to download a file, it brings up
Yeah,
that
yeah,
thing
yeah.
to say. So now he's having that issue, and to make it work, I have to restart my computer. So I'd rather just use the terminal to try to get it downloaded because I can't
Okay.
download it. So I'll do that now. Brewcax. Is that what you said?
Yes. Brew install.
Okay. Install.
And then two hyphens before the cask. Yep. And then cask. Yep. And then ngrok. ngrok. Yeah, there we go. And then we cross our fingers.
Nice.
From Equinox. Nice. And then that second command on the ngrok page, the auth one, you'll just need to hit that. And again, do that in a terminal off screen.
Okay, I'll do.
Because it has your auth token in it. Yeah.
I'm always having to block spammers on this stream. I don't know why.
I think it happens to everyone. Whoa, that is some fun spam. It happens to everyone. It's interesting. This is my first time streaming on YouTube, and it's fun to see that you get like a different kind of spam to Twitch. Twitch, it's always like buy new followers and stuff. Yeah.
Okay, I think that's done now. So I need to copy this.
The auth command, yeah.
But I need to do it off screen.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Nothing worse than when the tutorial doesn't go to plan. I mean, we're not even at the tutorial yet. We're playing with setup stuff. This is being a developer. You sit down to do a project, and instead of writing the project, you spend the entire first day getting the project set up.
I think the setup is usually that, I have it now. It's usually the part where you're like, oh, this is not how it works. So
the first time I've done something on this laptop is always a fun time. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I need to use the ngrok HTTP.
Yes. 8080. Yeah.
8080. And
yes. And now, that forwarding URL should be the one. Yep.
Okay.
But I believe we don't have the application running now.
Well, it says running and it works.
Okay,
so
cool.
I'll just bring it here.
Perfect. Oh, yeah, 200. Okay, nice. There we go. Perfect. Okay. We have our snake connected to the internet. So if you grab that URL and go back to battlesnake.com.
This. Oh. Okay. This and Battlesnake. I have so many tabs open right now. I'm not even ready to find the exact one.
Just commit tab bankruptcy and just ignore it. Okay, so then top right on your picture.
Okay.
And then Battlesnakes.
Battlesnakes.
Yeah. And then create a new Battlesnake.
I see. Okay.
There we go. And then throw the URL in there.
Here.
Yeah. And then we need to name it. What do you want to name your snake?
Gifts Battlesnake.
Perfect.
Proper naming.
And then in that engine region drop down, choose whichever one is closest to you. So this is where the requests will come from.
None of this is Europe.
Frankfurt is Europe. Yeah.
Okay,
That's
this is
Europe,
Europe.
and Frankfurt is Europe. Yeah,
Okay,
that's
I'll
Germany.
choose this now.
And then description. You can leave that. You can put that. Not working is also good,
Honestly, I don't know where this suggestion is coming from. Well,
but that's fun. And then then just click save.
okay,
And then there's tags here we can use, but you can use that to
okay,
like customize what your snake is about. Yeah, then click save.
okay.
Save. Yeah, save.
We have
Oh,
Auth0 ambassadors. Ask a developer advocate section for them. Social media.
Hi
ah,
Alexa.
Alexa
Um,
is yeah. Okay, now.
So now our snake is a response not click. Sorry, if you go back up to your picture on the top right,
Okay.
and then go to Battlesnakes, and then
Oh, I
hit
need to.
refresh. That you can probably ignore that for now, but try refresh
Okay.
here. Yeah,
Okay.
this is concerning.
Unable to load snake metadata. Your snake responded with
Interesting.
a message.
Okay, let's have a look
What's
at
wrong with
our logs in our JavaScript and see what's going on.
Okay.
It'll be in VS Code.
Yeah, I'll just close all of this.
Oh, it looks like it's okay. Well, one way to find out, let's put our snake into a game and see what happens. So if we go back to the website
Okay.
and click create game,
Great game.
and then no operational battlesnakes detected. Okay, we can't do that. We need to get our battlesnake working. So let's go back to the
Okay.
battlesnakes page
Battlesnake.
and hit refresh again.
Refresh. It doesn't reload the page. Oh, okay, it's reloading it.
Yeah. So what that's doing is asking response was not received before the timeout. It shouldn't be that bad. Let's click edit. Let's try changing the engine region.
Okay.
Change the engine region to the other European one. So Emshaven, I guess that's the Netherlands somewhere. It sounds Netherlandsy.
Yeah.
Let me have a look.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
And then
save.
double check the URL. The URL looked good.
Oh,
Is the Ngrok tunnel's definitely still running, right?
yeah, this is it. Yeah. So refresh. It's still running.
Perfect.
Okay. I'll try create game again. That was
There we
what
go.
I
It's
did
there.
before,
Perfect.
right? Oh,
Okay,
it's
so
there.
it's
Okay.
just that. Yeah. Okay, so it's just that. This is one of the fun things with doing local development. Is like, so one of the things about Battlesnake is your server has to respond within 500 milliseconds. That's one of the constraints. And so that's why you get to choose a server that's close to you. And evidently, the combination of local development through Ngrok and Frankfurt was just a little bit too far away. But that's okay. Emshaven,
Okay.
which is apparently up in Groningen in the north of the Netherlands, is fine.
And it's super close, right? Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm in Amsterdam, so
Yeah,
close
same.
enough. So yeah, let's click
Okay.
plus next to your snake.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. And then click start game, bottom right. So this will just put our snake in a game on its own, and we can see what it's doing, which will be the default behavior. So then if you click
Okay.
play, there we go. It lives. It is making moves. So
It's doing things, right?
yeah, it was doing things.
But-
So
It killed itself, like.
it did
Just-
kill itself. And the reason for that is, so the starter snake, the code we downloaded, has some logic in it to show that the snake is working, but it's not smart enough to play the game yet. So we're gonna make it detect walls. So there's a couple of ways a snake can die. It can run out of health. So every turn, a snake's food decreases by 1. So you need to eat every 100 turns. If you crash into a wall, unless you're playing a certain game mode, if you crash into a wall, that will kill your snake. And if you crash into another snake, that will kill your snake. So that we at least know our snake works. So now we can actually do some code. So just as I guess as a summary, because we went on a bit of tangent, when you create a new Battlesnake, you need to get a web server running. That can be a deployed one or one locally. If you're doing it locally, you need to make sure that you don't just have a local host address, you have an actual address. That's why we're using Ngrok. And then you create a new Battlesnake, and you give that Battlesnake the URL, and then your snake is detectable. Hi, Nemi. Then your snake is detectable. And then you're ready to actually customize it. So let's go to VS Code and write some snake logic.
Okay. Oh, I see the entire
Yeah, that's
moves
all the moves.
below.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So this snake
Alright.
has two files. In our file tree, we saw index and logic. So index is not very interesting. This is just the web server. So
Okay.
the main Battlesnake has a number of endpoints, but the most interesting one is move, which is just where Battlesnake sends it hits that endpoint when it wants to get a move from your snake. So what it would
Okay.
do, as you can see there, it's a post endpoint. It will send a JSON request with the entire game state, like the board, what snakes are on it, etc. And then it expects you to respond with a move. So now we go to logic,
Okay.
and this is like the default logic that they've filled out for us. To
Okay.
start with, we see we've got this function move, and our snake was moving around, right? Like it was making moves. What this is set up to do basically is to make a random move. And the way it does that is at the top, you can see we've got this object possible moves.
Yeah.
And in that object, there's up, down, left, right, and they're all set to true. So how this code works is it starts by having all of the available moves. So our snake can move in 4 directions, and then
Okay.
it checks each direction, and as it determines that it's not safe to move into that direction, it crosses that move out. So you'll see we've got these comments here. This code is kind of like a tutorial in itself. So they filled in
I
the
see.
first bit of logic for us, which is to make sure that our snake doesn't move back onto its own head. Because if a snake head collides with a snake body, that snake dies, and that includes your own body. So here, what this code is doing is getting the body segment behind
Yeah.
your head, and then it's saying like, hey, is that body segment, which direction is that body segment? And when it finds which direction that body segment is, it sets that move to false. So at the end of this bit of
Okay.
code, one move will be crossed out of our object. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah.
Awesome.
That makes perfect sense. I
So
guess that with every move you make and you eat like the food, your snake gets like the length gets longer, right? So it increases in size
every time you eat a food, yeah. So not every
every time
turn,
you
just every time you
eat.
eat a
Okay.
food, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So now we can see to do step 1, don't hit walls. And that's what killed us. So we're going to start by
Yeah.
making sure we
Let's do
don't
that.
hit the walls. So you can see those first 2 lines there. We can actually
Yeah.
uncomment those because that's
Okay.
giving us the board height and width. So this is like the first logic that everyone writes in Battlesnake, which is detecting where the walls are.
What
And
is okay?
yeah, and so the games can be variable height and width. We were playing on an 11 by 11 game board earlier, but this time we're going to be, but like we could be playing on any size, so it's better to use these variables for it.
Okay. So
And the game is a 2D grid. So yeah, how do you think we should go about doing this?
okay, I'm thinking if I know the width and the height
Yeah,
lengths,
yeah,
then I just check, and I have like the snake. I just check if the snake's length or maybe the snake's head or tail is closer to the side walls. So it's not just side
exactly.
walls;
Yeah,
it's both side walls and top
side
walls,
and up.
right?
Yeah, yeah. We don't need to check the tail. We only need to check the head because the
Okay,
tail will
just
just
the
follow
head.
our head. Yeah, and we do
Okay.
have. If you look in the code above, you can see we've got a variable for the head called my head, so we can get
This one.
yes, yeah, yeah. So it's
Okay.
that's already set. So we can get the x and y coordinate of our head with my head.x and my head. And then yeah, as you said, we want to check whether the head is close to a wall. So I guess we should start with like the. Do you want which dimension should we start with?
X, let me get my
Okay.
bearings right.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
X is like straight, right? This
X is
Y is
horizontal.
this. Okay.
Yes, yeah,
X
yeah,
is this. Y
yeah.
is this. So let's start with X.
So sorry, hang on. You were right the first time. So X is the horizontal axis, so that'll be the left and the right wall. So you were right. It was
Okay.
this. Yeah.
Okay,
And
okay.
then Y is the vertical axis, so that'll be the top and the bottom wall.
I see. Okay. So we'll do X first. So if my head on my head for dot X
Yep.
and okay, just that. If my head
Yeah.
dot X is
Are we doing left or right first? Oh, one thing I haven't mentioned. So it's a 2D grid, and 0, 0 is bottom left.
Oh, this involves like some calculations.
Yeah, it does.
0, is bottom left.
Yeah, so that means the leftmost wall is x equals 0. It's always x equals 0, the leftmost wall.
Okay, left. Okay. 0, then...
I am just checking that because this is Kevin's fault. Another one of the Battlesnake streamers is called Kevin, and he's always angry about where 0, 0 is. And because I know that he's angry about it, I'm now wondering. I'm now not sure if I'm remembering the one he's angry about or the actual one. So I am going to quickly check the docs and make sure I've got it right.
Okay. Cool. I like to log the width and height to just see what that gives me.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Cool.
While I'm playing locally, right? So every time I make a move, okay, because it's NGRock, I can just go to the live server and refresh.
Yes, exactly. Well, you have to create a new game, but yes, yeah. So you'll have to restart the node server, but ngrok will stay running, and then we'll create it. We can click rematch in the game, and it will do it. Again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. This is 0, right?
Yes. Yeah. So if my head.x equals 0, that means your snake is in the leftmost column. So we don't want to go any further left. And so that is when we would say possible moves.left equals false.
Okay. Equals.
Just yeah. So.
False. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And then do the same for the right.
Yes. Yeah. Which would then be comparing it to board width.
Oh wait, I don't get that. Wait.
So
now
the grid always has a 0 because it starts at 0, but the other side of the board will depend on how wide the board is. Yeah.
Okay,
so we'll do.
Okay.
We want to compare it to board width.
So
if my head is equal to board width minus 1, and you've got it as a variable just as board width.
Okay. If my head x
Perfect.
Equals
and we want to do a -1 on that. Because that's the width in squares, but we start at 0, so yeah.
Yeah, okay. Possible moves.
I think I always get the full disclosure. I always get the math on wall avoidance wrong the first time, so we might have an off by 1 error somewhere, but we'll find it if we do.
Yeah.
And this actually take a pause here and see. And go run the snake and make sure that it looks like it's working.
Okay. So I just go back to.
You'll need to restart the JavaScript application. So just open the terminal and restart it. Perfect. We should really run it with NodeMon, but it's easier just to keep going. And then press the big pink rematch button. Yeah.
I see. Okay.
Interesting. And hit go. So we shouldn't go out from the right. Okay, we went down. So
that's
fine.
Went down. Yeah. Okay.
So this hit rematch again, and let's just make sure that we don't see it crash out on the left or right after a couple of games.
Okay.
There we go. We didn't go through the wall, and
that
we went up. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So that's looking okay. Yeah.
This is nice. Yeah. Let's do the top and,
up and down.
Bottom. Right. Okay.
Perfect.
Cool. So this would be my x.y then.
Yep.
So there is top and bottom, or up or down.
It's up and down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's be down. Yes, yeah, it's going to be down. So y equals 0 is when we're at the bottom.
Okay. And do the same. A lot of ifs.
Yes, a lot of ifs. Like all AI, it's actually just a secret. It's actually just a sequence of if statements. Perfect.
Okay.
Okay. So now, fingers crossed, we shouldn't ever see our snake going out of bounds.
Okay, rematch. And play.
There you go. Look at that.
Yes. Until there is a countdown.
Yes. So that's your food. So that. Oh, okay. This is okay. We've now hit the next problem. This is good.
Okay.
So one of the fun things about Battlesnake is like you'll solve a problem, and then because you solved that problem, a new problem came up. So just to explain those numbers on the right.
Okay.
So every turn, the Battlesnake server sends a new post request to your server. So that's the turn counter at the top. 60 post requests have been sent to your server in that time. The number on the right, which is currently 6, that's your snake's length. So every time you eat a food, which is the pink disc, the length increases by 1. And that's another body segment between the head and tail. And then that bar is the health bar. So every turn, you lose 1 health, but if you eat a food, that health refills to maximum no matter how much you have. So you always get back to max food. So what's fun here is you know that piece of code that was already in the starter snake that checked we weren't going to collide with our neck? It only checks the first neck. It only checks the body immediately behind the head. And that is fine when your snake is very small, but your snake survived long enough to get big, and so now it's able to collide with like its tail. So what happened here? You can actually rewind it with the arrow keys if you press this. Yeah. So here it actually looks like it went down. So it didn't collide with the head with the body segment behind its head, but because your snake is now long enough to fill like multiple squares, it doesn't know that the square below it is the body.
Yeah.
So that is the next thing we can solve. But first, there is some challenges which help you develop your snake. So up in the top, if you click challenges.
Challenges?
Yeah. So these are like little challenges that you can do to check that your snake works. So the first one is avoiding walls. And I think our snake is probably, we can give this a go. So let's click attempt.
Okay, let's do it.
And then you choose your snake.
I like this. Okay.
And there we go. So it looks like we're probably going to complete this challenge.
Yeah.
So we need to survive to 100 turns.
There's no food here, right? So you're not.
No, there's no food here. Okay. Yeah. So you're not growing, so you're not having that problem we just had, but you will make it to 100 turns, which means we complete the challenge. So now if you go back to challenge, it's processing game. There you go. So if we go back to the challenges now, it will say completed, and now we've got avoid yourself. Yeah.
Which is the one we need to fix.
Yeah. Well, so this attempt to this one and see what happens. We'll probably have the same problem we had. So.
Let's see.
So yeah, now actually it just starts you at a long snake. So eventually we're just going to have bad luck, and because it's doing totally random moves. So
I see.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Now we need to avoid ourselves. Yeah.
Avoid touching your entire body, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
The goal. Okay.
Yeah. So that will be the neck code.
This next one. Okay.
Yes, exactly. So that where it says there, my body game state.u.body, what that will give you is an array of XY coordinates. So it'll be just an array, and each element in the array is an object with an X and a Y. So the neck code kind of gives a clue to how we would do this, but
Okay.
yeah, we can kind of. However, there's lots of ways of doing this one.
Let me see.
Yeah,
So in the game state, sorry,
yeah, that's cool.
in the my body, it's an array containing different coordinates, right?
Yes, yeah, containing a list of x and y coordinates.
Okay. We would need to like check where that coordinate is and where the head, if we can get the head coordinates, and make sure that they're not on the same x y
Exactly.
axis, I
Yes.
guess.
Yeah, spot on.
Yeah. Okay. Now, how do I do that?
Well, so the real question here, I guess, is like, how do you want to check all of them? So
Yeah,
we've got
because there are
yeah,
lots.
yeah. So
Maybe
how do we want to loop? We can do like a for loop or a for each
loop.
loop or a for of is
In?
for of oh no for in yeah.
Yeah.
I think for in is the nicest way, but whichever one you prefer.
Let's try for in. Not tried it.
Is it for in or is it for of? Let me double check. I always get them mixed up.
There's actually four in, four or four each.
Yeah. It's
Basically,
for of that we want. Okay. So for of creates a loop iterating over iterable objects. Okay. So then we'll have like
my body.
I think we would use that one. My neck.
My neck.
Yeah. So for a piece of for one of our snake's necks, our snake has many necks. Of my body. I think it's the variable actually has lowercase b there, which is annoying. That should be camel cased. Naughty stuff.
Yeah. Okay. I think it's both of them, right?
Why not? Yeah. I think that one we can do whatever we want. But yeah.
Okay.
So that will then say, so for each XY pair in our body, we want to compare it. As you said, we wanted to compare it to the position of our head.
So sorry, I want to compare it to the position of our. So I need to get the head now because I don't have it here.
Yeah, we still have the my head variable because we defined it above.
Okay,
so we can still use my head. Yeah.
So if my body, the current coordinates matches my head, then it shouldn't collide. I don't know how to do that, but I'll say.
Yeah, so we're gonna be looking a turn ahead. So let's start with the X, right? So let's talk about checking whether a body segment is to our left. So that will be same as we did, kind of similar to how we did the wall. That will be if my head dot X is equal to my neck dot X plus 1. Because then that means my neck dot X is where its X position, and if our head is at plus 1, that means we're to the right of it, which means we can't go left. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. So my head dot X is my neck dot X plus 1 minus 1.
Yeah. And then we've got, let's make my neck in the 4 line capital because I think we're going to keep wanting to camel case it.
Yeah. It's like my brain is already used to camel case. So
it really should be camel case, yeah. And then that equality should be
double.
Triple. Yeah. Or double or triple, whichever one works. Yeah.
Okay.
And then we don't want it to go left.
Okay, that's possible moves. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what pointer event means in JavaScript.
Possible moves dot left force.
Yeah.
So the same. So this one is one move ahead, right? Check it if the neck is okay.
Yeah. But before we go on to the next one, this one's a little bit different to the wall because we have 2 dimensions. So if we've got a body segment that's like, the body segment could be to our left, but it could be below us, so it's safe to go left. So we need to do the Y comparison in the same line. So we need to check we're on the same X and the same Y. So in this case, we just want to be on the same vertical. So it'll be if my head dot X blah blah blah, and if the Y is equal. Okay, so after all of that, it'll be and.
Like a new for if or.
In there,
oh my
God.
Nemi
really wants to get a hold of you.
She wants. Yeah, I'll let her know she was on my stream.
She's famous.
Sorry. So we are using the same if statements, but doing
Yes.
like,
Yeah.
okay. So if
Yeah. So it'll be after all of that. Yeah. And then
and where's my and on this keyboard?
I always do this whenever I change keyboard. The one I can never
Okay,
find is
I got it.
perfect. And then so what we're doing here is we're checking if the body segment is to our left. So the X will be different, but the Y wants to be the same. So it would just be my head.y equal to my neck.y. Does that make sense?
Cool. Yeah. X, Y. Yeah, it does make sense. I would like to see it actually in action,
Yeah.
so I
Yeah.
can get the visual representation of the code. But yeah, it makes sense. And I need to
So
do the opposites, right? In this
exactly.
case.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. My head.y. Head.y. This is right.
That should still be. Oh yes, you're checking. This is checking up. This is checking if it's up. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Possible moves that up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because my head.y, if that's equal to my neck.y plus 1, then that means the neck is above us, and then they're on the same x, so we're in line with it. So yes, that'll be up. So now we need to do right and down.
And down, okay. Let me do this.
So this will be for down.
Down would be if -1 in this case.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
And then the x stays the same.
And then right.
Probably easier to copy the left one because then the x and the
because
y
then
logics
true. This is here. And this.
All right.
Right. Cool.
I'm feeling pretty good about that.
Let's try it. Do I need to restart it?
Yeah, you will need to restart it. Yeah.
Fun. Okay.
And then
retry challenge.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So far, so good.
There's no food here, apparently.
Oh, we collided with ourselves.
Okay.
Ooh, okay, didn't work. Why did we collide with ourselves? So can you rewind it a little bit?
Okay.
So yeah, just click the back arrow. I think we were interesting. So then forward, and then I think it goes up. Yeah, it goes up.
It goes up.
Okay, so we need to check our up logic.
Okay.
So it was, yeah. So my head.y equals my neck.y equals 1.
My head.x. Okay.
Interesting. So what we can do here is, if we scroll down, so let's make our logging a bit more useful. So if we scroll down to, so this is, so we've got this object that we're making moves false in, and then at the end, what it does is it chooses a random move from the ones that are left.
Okay.
So if you look at the logs quickly,
yeah,
you'll see that it just logs the move that we've picked. But let's also log the moves that it thinks it can pick. So that's safe moves. So safe moves is the list of all of the moves that aren't false. So if we just console.log our safe moves, then we'll get an idea of like which moves it thinks are safe in a given turn. It'll be console. Yeah, perfect. Your autocomplete game is out of control.
Yeah.
Okay, and let's retry and see what happens. Oh, and we have to restart the server again.
Restart again.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's just
Retry challenge.
now he's going to do another random
Yeah,
Because it's not going to. Okay,
and it did the
this was
same thing
quicker.
again. Yeah, so this is interesting because it's colliding with it. It's colliding with the tail every time, and
This was the body, no?
yeah, so the body will move forward one. So it's the body on that turn. So it's doing the comparison with the body, but then what it actually collides with is the tail because the body moves. But yeah, it shouldn't at this point think that it can go down. So let's have a look at our log and see what's gone wrong.
Okay.
It thinks it can go. It only thinks it can go down and left when it should be able to go. So it looks like we've got our up and our down swapped around because it should be able to go up because up was completely empty, but it
Yeah,
thinks
but
it can
it's
go
going
down.
down.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we might have the logic for our up and our down backwards.
Let's
Let's have a
see.
quick look.
Oh.
So,
So
my head equals my neck y plus 1. No, that seems fine. Oh, wait, no, hang on. No, that is fine.
my head.
Am I being an idiot? So if my
No.
head, if so, they've got y. So if the body's above us, and say it's like my head is at y equals 4, then the body above us is y equals 5, and so up is false. Am I getting it? Do I have it the wrong way round? Do I have the grid the wrong way round? There's no way I do because we would have seen it in the walls.
It's now getting a bit confusing for me now.
Yeah.
I'm trying to draw the snake
That makes
in the
sense.
grid.
Yeah, that works. Yeah. We need a whiteboard.
Yeah. This is the head. Yeah. What happens when we swap the
pluses.
equalities? Yeah, the pluses over. Should I try that?
I mean, may as well. Whatever works. Let me go to the API reference. Look at the board. Yeah, y is definitely up.
Okay. Try challenge. Seems fine.
It does, and I don't really understand why.
Okay.
I think we've done it, but
Yeah.
I'm very confused about why the logic was that way round.
Wow.
Maybe we got the y plus 1. It means we're under. So we're at y and they're at y plus 1. We're under it, so up should be false. But I don't. So what the logic right now is when we're at y, and if they're at y minus 1. No, okay, I get it. It was my bad. The math was wrong. So yeah, so we have our head. So say our head is at y equals 4, and then the body segment is above us. That body segment is y equals 5. So y equals 5 minus 1 is y equals 4. So that is up. So yes, it was just that I had the math the wrong way around. Yeah, my bad.
Okay. Cool. Yeah.
Perfect.
The perfect way to learn or figure stuff out is to just rethink it, switch things up, and
randomly change the code until it works. So cool. Yeah, that is that challenge.
Yeah, I see that there are a couple of extra challenges.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
should we try the don't collide with others?
Totally. Yeah. So I guess have a look at the challenge on the Battlesnake game first.
Okay.
So yeah, try next challenge. Big try next challenge button.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, okay.
We've already collided. So yeah, this one they give you 4 snakes that are just going to spin in circles. And so yeah, we need to. What we've done so far is looked for our body, but now we need to look at other snakes' bodies.
Interesting. So it's possible that they collide between each other, right? Even if they don't collide. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
exactly what, yeah, okay. Interested. Let's see.
Yeah.
So essentially what we have both for also checking for other snakes. Or how do
Exactly.
we get
Yeah.
other snakes?
So let's go to the docs, and I'll show
Okay.
you where it is in the JSON requests. So if you then click API reference,
Yeah.
and then scroll down to there should be a sidebar. Oh, there we go. Hang
Yeah.
on. There you go. This one. Yeah. So underneath move. So this is then what's inside the JSON object. So if you click on, you see where it says board, and then under description, it's got a link to board object. If you click that, so this is the board object, and if you scroll down, we'll see what it contains, and what it will contain is an array of
There's
snakes. Yeah,
snakes. Okay.
and those snakes. So inside board is snakes, and then inside snakes is body, and body is an array of XY coordinates like we've worked with before. So this is going to be multiple for each loops this time.
Okay. Let me see. So I'll first try to get the snakes. This
Yeah.
is including all of it. So
Yeah, so I guess we'll have like const snakes.
snake eyes. Snakes.
Yeah.
This is right, no?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, const snakes, that works totally fine.
Why is it showing this?
Because it's not defined yet, so it's okay.
Okay.
One equal sign, yeah. And then it'll be game state with a capital S. Dot board. Yeah. Oh, typo in board. O and A needs to be, yep. So, dot snakes.
Okay.
Perfect. And then
okay.
and go ahead.
Yeah, and since inside of snake it's an array, then we have to loop through this to get this specific snake
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And we can for of it again, I think, how we did before. So it could be for snake of snakes.
Okay.
Yes, that's the right one. Perfect. So then that will give us a snake, and then we need to get the snake's body. So then I guess we could just do const snake body.
Snake body.
Equals snake.body.
Feeling like I can't spell snake anymore.
snake will cease to be a word by the end of the stream, yeah.
Snake body. Okay.
Yep.
I have the body object now. So inside this, I probably
And
have.
then inside that, we're doing the same thing we did before, but with other snakes this time.
Okay. So I have snake dot. Let me just see. So I'm doing another for loop now.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
And I think, and I'm going to say this and probably get it totally wrong. I think we can pretty much just copy that entire previous for loop and then change my neck for the other snake's neck.
Snakes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that then.
And so we need to change that for to be const of snake neck, I guess. So we're changing it to, so we're changing it to their snake. So we've got the snake body at snake body. So it'll be for part of snake body.
Okay.
And then we need to change that. I guess we could actually, yeah.
Snake part.
Snake neck, yeah, whatever. Snake, part of snake is fine. More accurate than neck. I like to call all parts of a battlesnake a neck, but that's probably fine. Perfect. And then my head is fine. It's my neck that needs to change because we're still trying to avoid our head crashing into it.
Yeah. Oh, so part of snake.
What is this multi-cursor magic?
Oh, this I learned like a few years ago, and I just use it every time I need to do something like this.
That was
Otherwise,
that was the best advert for multi-cursor I've ever seen. I always see like all of the text editors always talk about multi-cursor, and like that was the first time I've seen it used like that neatly. That was very cool.
yeah, it's cool. Okay, I think we have this
Yeah,
part of snake in my head. Let's try. If it doesn't work, then we'll
see
come
what
back.
happens. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Running cool. So I need to retry the challenge this time.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, not this
Oh,
one.
that's our game. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, I'm the gray one now.
Yeah, and you're avoiding them perfectly. Look at this.
Ooh, okay. Nice.
So, another fun thing about this is we can go and actually delete a big piece of code now because
Okay.
the snakes array inside board does actually also contain our snake. So we are also checking for our body in that code, so we can delete the previous bit of code as well if we want.
Okay. So all of this goes right. 'Cause it's the same.
That bit's fine. Yeah, all of that bit we can go away. Yeah.
Wait, which bit?
Sorry, step 2. Yeah, so this bit.
Yeah. Okay.
But
Nice.
keep the. Do we use my
comments.
body? Hang on. Keep my. Do we need my body? No, I think we can get rid of. We can get rid of my body. Yeah, you can get rid of. Yeah.
Okay.
I think you can get rid of that. Run the snake again just to make sure, but I'm reasonably confident we can get rid of that.
Okay, I'll check. Spammers, please leave my chat. But yeah, I'm trying to block them. I'm trying to do this at the same time. But yeah, I'm just going to retry the server.
Yeah.
And no.
Oh,
retry. How
yeah.
do I
We need,
retry?
we need to go back to the challenges menu.
Okay.
So yeah, at the top, and then click attempt. Oh, can we actually? What happens if you click it?
Oh. Yeah.
Is this okay? It looks.
No,
I think it's
it's
doing it. This might be a replay of the last time we did it.
yeah, I
don't know.
think it is. It is. So you
does
can't
look like
try
a replay.
again.
But we can try it. We can try it with Here's what we can do. If you click create game,
Okay.
and then press plus on your snake, and then press plus again.
Again?
2 of your snake. Yeah, there you go. Now press play.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And now it's click start game. Yeah. And press play.
Okay.
See what happens. So hopefully they avoid each other.
Oh, now you're eating food. Oh,
Wait. Oh,
Yeah.
this is actually really fun.
yeah.
Your snake just did a head to head. It probably shouldn't have done a head to head. Oh, actually, if we back up one step. Okay, no, this is actually fine. Okay, so 2 things here we haven't spoken about. So we said if you crash into another snake's body, you die. If a snake's head touches another snake's head, the bigger snake eats the smaller snake.
What?
So yeah.
Okay.
So this is where
it gets more complex, right?
yeah. So this is where the multiplayer comes in, because you're not just trying to avoid the other snake. You can actually kill another snake by hitting its head. So the top snake was at 5 length, and the bottom snake was at 4 length.
4,
And so yeah, but this isn't a problem. So those snakes collided, which might feel like it was a problem, but actually, in our snake collision code, we're not yet looking ahead. We're only doing the current turn, right? So right now, our snake looks down and it sees an empty square.
Yeah.
And so it says, I can go there. The small snake
Yeah.
looks right and it sees an empty square and says, I can go there. And so the next turn, they both move into that square. And so the smaller snake gets eaten. So this actually is totally fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
We just need to check that.
Yeah, well, this is where you start
well-
getting complicated.
Yeah. Okay. I think this will be fun to explore like
Yeah,
after the stream, because we're
for sure.
past the 1 hour.
We are.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
sorry about that.
it's no, it's fine. This
Yeah.
was really nice for me to just see how it works. I
Yeah.
definitely have seen like you battle. Um, you've done like a couple of streams that I've seen with other
Yeah.
people, so it's nice to actually be the one doing the driving here.
Yeah,
This
for
was
sure.
really
Yeah.
fun.
Thank
I
you for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'm sure like folks in chat also liked it because I saw some comment about this
Yeah.
being like they're impressed, right?
Impressive. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
impressive.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
fun. And I also think just generally thinking about it tying back to your skills as a
Right.
developer, doing
Yeah.
this would actually help you improve your skills. Not just
For
that,
sure.
just general thinking. Like I was here solving maths, for
Yeah.
example.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
really cool.
There's a lot
Um,
of algorithms that you usually only see if you're doing whiteboard interviews that actually get used in Battlesnake and are like this is like the fun this is a fun place to learn about algorithms basically like for
yeah.
example a lot of the high level snakes are doing tree search algorithms, so they're building a tree of all of the possible future game states and then they're looking down that tree for the path through the tree that results in a win. And that's a really common like job interview algorithm, and like usually you only encounter that in that horrible time when you're looking for a new job, but like Battlesnake makes it fun. And so yeah, it is a really
Yeah.
there's lots of cool stuff. And also we didn't really get into it much, but like I said, you do have this 500 millisecond limit, and these are snakes that have to be deployed onto the website, onto the
Hmm.
server. And as your snake logic gets more complicated, you start to use up more and more of that time. And so eventually you
Okay.
also get into optimization in a really fun way as well. So it
Mm.
also helps with like cloud deployments, optimization, lots of cool stuff. But anyway, I will let you go because we're well over time. Thank you so much
No,
for having me. This was so fun.
thank you so much. This is nice. I wasn't even thinking about the interviews and how it ties back
Yeah.
to algorithms. So yeah, that's also like a pointer for folks that
Yeah.
are instead of doing hacker rank, you can just spend your time doing
Playing
Battlesnake.
Battlesnake. Yeah. Yeah. For
Yeah,
sure.
cool. All right. Thank you so much, Joe, for
Of course.
joining in. And yeah, thanks everyone for also sticking around in chat. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.